Hey guys, coming to hit you guys back with chapter 4 Eye of the World Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. So last we saw there was an old guy coming out of the wine spring inn looking like he was being chased. And we take it from there with chapter 4, the beginning of chapter 4. So he comes out and he looks like he's being pursued. And he runs into Rand, Egwene, Matt and Perrin. Now he begins ranting because he's really upset. They upset him. He's like, people are treating Gleeman like this. Nynaeve chased him out to the inn, because remember, they were having the village council meeting. So when it is he came downstairs, it was like, why are you here? And everybody was looking at him sideways. So he was most upset and unpleased. And during that conversation that he was having with them, he begins to proposition them. Like, oh, it's like Egwene is so beautiful. And she should be the woman that hands him like his apparatus for his performances, because this is the old man is the Gleeman that they have been waiting for, that the Emmons villains have been talking. Well, they didn't know the Gleeman was coming, but a freaking Gleeman is like, wow. So he's like, well, yes. And he's telling Egwene, hey, you'll be the person who will hand me my stuff. I always choose the prettiest girl, and you're lovely. She is. Egwene is very pretty. And then he turns to Rand and he says, you're very tall. And I don't think that anybody has your eye color this side of the district. So I would like you to be in the performance as well. Ahem. MM. I was just trying to tell all them, watch out for that. Watch out for the fact that people are always noting that Rand has a differing eye color. Then he turns to Perrin and he goes, you're big, you're strapped, you're strong. He doesn't go like that, but he decides that he wants Perrin in the performance because Perrin had guns. He's a blacksmith's apprentice. So Perrin wonders, so like, why would you want Rand and me in your show? And he says, this is why. I'm going to ask you to pick me up, and neither you nor your tall friend is going to be able to do it. Perrin is a blacksmith's apprentice. Perrin has guns. I don't have guns, but Perrin does. And he goes, I'll pick you up right now. And he's motioning towards Tom. Tom is the name of the Gleeman. Tom Marilyn. It is very important that you remember Tom, because Tom is going to be popping back up like crazy. Anyways, so he motions towards Tom to pick him up and he says, later. When there's an audience, an artist needs an audience. But he didn't recognize, but now he does, that the village green is filling up with people who are coming to see him. Because he's the Gleeman, and you could always tell a Gleeman by the Gleeman's cloak. Like, they have a cloak that they wear, and like there's a lot of colored patches all over it. Like, there are a lot of patches. So you know that a Gleeman is a Gleeman by that cloak. And he's wearing the cloak. So everybody's watching him. People just like, there's an amassment of people who have come to see what's going on. So, because Tom is a performer and he loves what he does, but he's old. Remember that this man is old. I want you guys to remember this. He's old to be able to, like, you could see that he have age on him. But he does a backflip onto a stone podium and begins to juggle immediately. And he is, like his voice, he's making it reverberate and everybody's hearing it. And he says, if it is you want stories, I have stories. I can give you stories of ages long past, of ages to come, of ages with Aes Sedai, of Borders, of Aiel, of Ogier. I have all the stories. Tom has all the stories, right? And he's willing to give it. He also has a story about, and this upset me because, as you guys know, I'm in love with Lews Therin. I'm in love with the Dragon Reborn. In every reincarnation, whoever he is, if he's the Dragon Reborn, that is my man, right? So he says, he talks about Lews Therin and how it is he freed the Dark One from his prison, or how he tried, or he attempted to. And it is a lie. But I want you guys to know this. I want this to be a note to you, because you remember from the prologue what it is Lews Therin had to go through. He ended up killing himself and his family. to try to save the world for these ungrateful people, but they don't know. It's because we lost the knowledge. So we believe that Lucerne or the Dragon Reborn or Aes Sedai are evil people, but they are not. They are not evil. Hey again, guys, sorry about that. So back here, and we're talking about, I was talking about Lucerne because I love Lucerne. However, we're talking about now Tom. While he's in the middle of his performance, he quickly stops. The balls disappear. He puts it back into his coat. It disappears into his coat. He just stops. He stops speaking. He stops moving, and he's watching down into the crowd because Maureen and Lan have appeared. Fine, it's quite a strange thing to do, but he does it. Read the books if you want to know why. And he tells Maureen, well, you're surely not from this district. I guess maybe because of the way she's dressed. Or maybe that's what you're supposed to think. Yeah, you're surely not from this district. And he apologizes. He says, I meant, this disrespect. We're not really sure why it is he would mean her any disrespect. We have to think so because maybe she's a lady and there are certain things that it is you don't do in front of a lady. Certain things that you don't talk about. Maybe that's the reason. Anyways, so Maureen is like, I didn't know disrespect taken. It's fine. We're both strangers here. Just trying to get through, I guess. And even speaks up because Evan is just like, he's very talkative and he has to say all the words. So he says she's a lady and she collects stories. So Tom is like, oh, well, if it is you collect stories, and it is, I hope you would like mine. And Maureen says, and I find out that it was a bit insulting, right? She says, well, some stories I like, some stories I don't like. It's just all a matter of taste. And she says her goodbyes and she leaves with Lan. Because Lan and Maureen are like this. You don't see one without the other. Read the books. And then Tom, he doesn't begin his performance again. People are calling. Somebody wants him to eat fire. Somebody wants him to tell a story about this, a story about that. But he's just done. He's just done performing, seeing Maureen knocked him out, and we don't know why, but we will find out if we read. We will find out if we read, guys. And the village council has just finished their meeting, so they're coming out of the wine spring, and as they are coming out, he heads in. So Senbui goes, he's somebody who's on the village council, like this old grandfatherly person, but the thing is that he's always sulky, grumpy, and he always has something to say and is always negative. Nobody likes Senbui, not even Edmondsfield does. So while it is Tom is bustling in, Senbui is like, is he a gleeman or is he a king? And Bran Alver, the mayor, he's like, I'm really not sure if it is like a spend bad money there, truthfully. Nynaeve rounds on them. Nynaeve, the wisdom, who is hot-tempered. And she says, are you worried about him? And are you worried about people in the people in Geldon who are not here? But all you're not worrying about who it is, all you should be worrying about, which is Lan and Maureen. I guess Nynaeve just getting bad vibes from them. She's just getting bad vibes from them. So she's arguing with the mayor because he not really doing anything about them. And the mayor says, hey, excuse me, but allow me to worry about, decide who makes me worry and who doesn't make me worried. They are honored guests. Neither of them have told me that I am a fool in front of the entire village council. And neither of them have called the entire village council, said that the entire village council doesn't have a full set of wits among them. Right? And Nynaeve says, because this woman's savage, she says, well, my estimation seemed like it was too high by half. Because she vowed that life. So she turns away and she storms off. Because she's mad, the mayor is mad. People are just mad. Everybody's mad tonight. Tom, Nynaeve, Bran, Sen. Anyway, so Rand goes to his father because remember, Tom is on the village council. And they want to know, what happened? What did they talk about? What's going on in the war? What have they decided? And Tom is like, none of those things really interest me. I don't want to talk about any of those things. Really, what interests me is that I don't think that these people will be coming here, and that's what is most important, right? But they are making a guard. There's a watch. They are going to get riders from, I think it was Emmonsfield, Devon Ride, and Watch Hill. These are the villages that are in the two rivers. So they are going to send out riders, and they are going to probably do patrols, right? So they lose their mind, Matt, Perrin, and Ran, because like nothing like this has ever happened within their lifetime. There is no excitement that ever goes on within the two rivers. So they're like, oh my god, Matt says, oh my god, there's really going to be a watch. I want to be part of it. And Tom is like, if it is, you just want to, what's the term that I'm looking for? If you want your backside to hurt, if it is you just want your bottom to hurt riding horses up and down for probably no good reason, you're not going to find anything, you go ahead, you be my guest. But Rand, we need to go. Rand is like, but why? I thought we was going to like stay over. They usually stay over because remember their farm is way out of Emmons. It's not exactly in Emmonsfield. You could call Emmonsfield a city, and the farm is like outlying. But he's like, I thought we staying here for the night. And Tom is like, there are things that I need to get done on the farm. I need you. We go in. I'll give you 5 minutes. And then you meet me in the stables. So Rand, Matt, and Perrin are talking about the watch and being able to be in the watch. But then they're like, oh, but we need to remember about the Black Cloaked Rider. Somebody needs to know. Somebody needs to tell the people around. And they're like, but we have told people and they didn't believe us. So they make up a plan. They say tomorrow they're going to find from anybody else maybe that has seen the Black Cloaked Rider, so that they have more credibility to go to the mayor or to go to the watch and let them know you need to keep a lookout for this person. Cool. So they make that decision. Rand leaves, he goes to the stable, he meets up with Tom. They're on the road to go home from Emmonsfield. They're on the road from Emmonsfield. And while it is the riding or whatever, Tom turns to him and says, was Matt the only person that saw the Black Cloaked Rider? So they know about the Black Cloaked Rider. So like Rand turns to him and it was like, you believe me? You actually, why you believe me now? You didn't believe me this morning. And he's like, well, this morning I had to believe my own eyes and I didn't see anything. But I have more young men popping up all over the place, and they have also seen who you have seen. And I have to believe in numbers. So like they're going to say something like news is going to get around and people are going to know, hey, we have to look for this, we're looking out for this person. And Rand feels so much better. He feels so much better to be believed. He feels like if it is, he could handle anything once it is he has his people as his back, his people be in the Emmonsfielders. And we end the chapter there. But guys, the next chapter is the chapter that things, remember it is like the whole way through I was telling all the things are about to get sticky. The entire way through I've been saying it's about to stick. The glue, we are about to put the adhesive down on the floor. Things are about to happen, guys. Stick with me. Stick with me and read the books. Hi guys.